So, the thing about there's one big thing that's been happening lately is like the whole for the like past year, I would say, the whole thing about human trafficking. So like this whole thing where it's like you're finding out people getting kidnapped and not know where it's coming from. Like for me, I remember when I was in the States, I go to the Walmart and they still have the missing signs back in the day. You remember missing? I don't think they have them in some.
Yeah, they still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like full out missing signs of all the people.
They used to be on milk cartons.
Milk cartons used to be on letters. I think it used to be on like flyers and letters back in the day. And now it's one of those things where, you know, this individual, Carla Russel, okay,
Carla or Carlee?
Carla. So like let's break down the whole situation. So she calls the cops.
Yes, allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes. Thank you. We don't want to get sued here. But this whole podcast is alleged. So we'll leave it at that. So allegedly Carla Russel called the police talking about how they saw a toddler on the road.
That's what the claim was.
T-shirt with no
pants
on, and basically, as soon as that happened, she called like I guess her cousin, as a cousin or one of her family members, someone.
Cousin.
Yes, and they were talking, and then random screaming happens. They go to the car. The cops were there like on the quickest possible. They found her car running. She left, I guess, her watch, something else. Obviously, everybody's outraged. I guess it's in Alabama. So, you know, everybody's like, oh my gosh, they got to find her. People are praying. People are getting their grandmas to do prayer circles. People are praying like, oh Lord, and praying and hoping for the best of this individual.
Right.
She's found safe.
Right.
Where?
I don't remember. I think she just popped up back at the house.
Barefoot.
Yeah. Popped up back at the house.
Came back to her mom's place, yeah.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
they're going to investigation. I don't think they wanted to investigate. They gave her some time. They did like a grace period. They wanted her to recover and make sure. So they didn't fully investigate her to the T yet. But they started putting things together in the investigation.
Right.
Whatever investigation they did do, they started putting things together. So based off the call, during the call, because, you know, you can ping spots.
Right.
So the cop came and this guy said, listen, I ain't came here to give you no controversy. I'm giving you the facts. He straight up went to the facts.
Right.
So he said, listen, she was at work, left work or something like that.
Right.
Went to Walmart, bought some Cheez-its.
Okay.
Cheez-its and something else.
Here's when the story fell apart for me. So when I randomly heard this is a false rumor, but when I heard randomly she went to the hotel. The hotel theory is like out. I don't think she went to the hotel. I think she probably stayed at like some like an unknown house or whatever. But when I heard the Cheez-its, I was just like something about cheese. No, so the tale was that when she was abducted.
The same people. Wait, hold on. I wanted to get there after.
Oh,
the abduction.
Right, no, because I was gonna explain. Okay, well, I'll let you get there. But the fact she was saying she was being fed Cheez-its, that kind of it made me like lean back a bit and I went, fed Cheez-its? That's so
Crackers?
Cheez-its crackers, yeah.
Yeah, the same cheese. Like that's the thing that's like was thrown out.
It just threw me. It just pulled me out the stories. I was like, what?
Why would they feed her with her own snacks?
Basically.
I was like, what?
So she went. Yeah, I guess she went to Walmart, went back to the car. Said she got kidnapped by 2 people.
Yes, yeah.
They tied her up, but then apparently
one guy with orange hair, bald spot.
Yeah.
Right.
That could basically, I can't say it could be anybody, but
Orange hair and a bald spot?
Correct. Accompanied by a mysterious woman with this person.
Mysterious woman.
heard them talking in another room, all this other stuff.
Right.
Fed her Cheez-Its. I think apparently they got like
that part.
Then apparently got I guess in the midst of getting transferred to another area. fought back and got away.
Yes.
Fought back. She don't know where she came from,
But it was like 10 minutes, like away from the house.
Yo.
but she knew enough to know down the street her mom was.
I guess. And then basically, they went through her phone, Google searches.
Now that part, no.
One, do you have to pay for Amber Alert? How old you got to be to get an Amber Alert? How much? How old your age for Amber Alert? What was the other one? Tickets, like bus one-way tickets from like I think Alabama to somewhere else.
Right. She wanted to go even like further, right? Did she Google the movie Taken?
Google the movie Taken
By Liam
Neeson.
Who also played Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars, and he's a whole bunch of roles. But the movie, the premise of the movie, the first series, because I think it's a three movie series now. But the premise is his daughter gets kidnapped. It's just straightforward. If I find who kidnapped my daughter, I'm gonna body you. That's it. I'm an ex-CIA agent. I know these skills. I'm coming after you. That's the whole premise of the movie. But you're saying on her phone
She just Google Taken.
that the Hoover police retrieved, they found her Google searches.
Taken.
Movie plot.
That was her inspiration.
Apparently she got fired. Allegedly she got fired. People are fed up. Her boyfriend is just like...
No, you skipped over that too quick. Hold on. Got fired for stealing toilet paper and bathrobes. Because her ex-job now, because she's not there anymore, was at a spa. And she's I don't know if she's going to be a current nursing student.
Yeah, massage therapist, like...
No, I guess it's just a spa place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, them bathrobes are good spas, you know.
But
I'm joking, but the steal is kind of mad.
Still toilet paper?
That part,
All right.
You ever worked in a place long enough? You ever worked in a place long enough to be like, yo, I'm taking this. I'm taking this. I work here long enough.
Please, people don't.
I'm obligated to this. Like, they're not gonna.
To toilet rolls?
No, but
Those watching.
it's half ply. It's not even like.
Please, people.
You're
don't
going
do
down.
Toilet
Hey, man. Some people when they go through things.
Why is
toilet paper?
Why does that seem to be the thing that people have to go and cling to?
Even with COVID, it's
Yeah.
Think about the COVID. Everybody was taking toilet paper.
Like.
So. I think, man. You know what? I don't think that's any wrong with taking toilet paper.
Well, clearly there is, because as we can see, COVID has shown us
Toilet paper, like if you really think about it, like
stealing toilet paper.
like
to get fired for stealing toilet paper.
I didn't have it at home.
How many rolls did she have to steal in order for
It's
her
like
to
half ply, but yeah, that's kind of mad still. I'm joking. It is mad.
If they released the
mad.
quantity that she stole, like, she took like 20 rolls. 20 rolls?
If it was 20 rolls, that's crazy.
24 pack?
But if
Of half ply? Because you know these companies ain't giving you full ply toilet paper.
They don't know.
But if it was one a week, a roll a week,
even that's
that would be
Even
2 rolls, yo. And if she's been working there for a good time,
like
Yo,
what?
she had rolls. Yo, that's like this on the chart of rolls, yo. You have this on the chart. Your inclination is going up. What? Roll a week? With your pay?
And the bathrobe.
And the bathrobe? And you know it's a spa, so it's a good bathrobe.
It's nice.
It's some good bathrobes.
Please, people, do not take from your workplace. They have
Facts.
cameras inside.
yes, they do.
They count inventory.
Yes, they do.
Well, I'm not gonna. Well, I can't say I steal from my workplace like that. No.
Oh, no,
I just ask. I'm like, can I have this? I'm like, yeah, sure.
At least
I
ask.
just ask.
That's crazy. She could have just
I remember
asked.
at a resort though. At a resort, I think what was it? Resort. One time I went to a resort. I remember I took the sandals. I took the towels. I took a towel. I
I
took
swear
a
that's
beach
complimentary when it's in a
towel. Is it
resort.
complimentary?
I swear.
I remember I took
I think that's-
Or they charge you later on.
I took the white towel. I took the blue towel.
Not you took every shade
the
of
beach
towels.
towels. Yo, I had like 3 towels in my thing, and I was just like, okay, but I mean,
Yeah, I
I
swear.
thought that's what you're supposed to do.
I swear it comes with,
I was
or
from
they
the
charge
hood.
you later.
I did not know.
It's the same as like when they give you the soap. It's
I
there.
took the soaps too. I took the soaps too.
Yo, it's good.
I took the soaps too. I took the
They just
shampoo,
charge you.
conditioner, body wash, but it was already like You got one. We got one every day. I didn't know. I didn't know you're supposed to. I never did that again. I swear, but this was like my first time ever at a resort. So
that is crazy.
You know.
It's just the like, you look inside your room and you're just like, you know what? This bathrobe, mine.
I mean, it's different if you work, but when you work there, that's kind of wild.
Like,
when you work there, you can ask. You can ask for a bathrobe if you work there.
Like okay,
if
someone
you work there.
Okay, they could have had a bad client that like stained it or something. Obviously, it's easy to clean. Mm-hmm. They could have took like an old mush up one.
Depends on the stain still.
Yes, it also depends on the stain. Yeah, but it really does depend on the stain. But no, she could ask, man.
Well.
But no, the thief, Carlee Russel, gonna get blicked at her job because she took some toilet paper. Bathroom, man.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Mm-hmm.
But I think the crazy thing about the stuff was like, just as soon as, you know what's interesting? I think someone was talking about like, what was it? Because I think I was watching like, Here's the Thing, and they were talking about like, they were like, okay, they caught her, but what happened to the baby? And then everybody was like, man, that baby, that's not even. So it's like,
wow.
It's like, it's weird because I even seen things that Carla does not have to say anything to any of y'all. Which is kind of true. What does she need to explain?
What does she need to explain?
As someone saying who has paid their tax-paying fees.
I'm not saying... Hold on. Let me clear it off. It's like, she needs to explain it to the government.
The state, yeah.
She just doesn't have to do a public service announcement.
You have to go on Twitter about it.
Even Secret Service, because once they get involved, it's like, no, you pour jelly on yourself, Carlee. That when Kamala's involved, your fellow sister, AKA.
But who made that call?
With the to get the Secret Service in?
Yeah.
Probably Kamala, because
that probably was like, listen, if you're playing any games, we'll find out in the next 24 hours. Get your blinking behind home.
Sorority sister call? Like, yo, like you...
Theta. Shh. Get your back home.
I can't. I cannot. You're so...
Do the shoulders.
Not the shoulders.
Get the cane going. Who the Who? Hey.
I cannot.
So come on. So let's play with this. Allegedly.
So yeah.
So Kamala made that call, like, yo,
that's
sorority call, like,
that's
yo.
like when your parents are on the street. I'm like, but up, come home before we kill you there. Because everybody heard it in the neighborhood. It's like, yo. Even the people that are accomplices is like, yo, she said to come home, man.
Yo.
And it's like, all right, yo. Show's over.
She
thought she was gonna go home and not have to explain.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
To anybody,
like
about the kidnapping, this traumatic offense that has happened.
And the problem is, something like this, it's like the way it sounded like human trafficking.
Right.
And for some reason, human trafficking has been a big thing. Like, it's the most unspoken thing.
Yes.
Because first you would hear about organs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you're hearing about kids. Mm-hmm. Then you have the whole sex trafficking. Right. All this stuff, and then it's like all these. I remember TikTok that show you signals to find or clues to know if someone's being trafficked. All these things. Yeah. Then what is it? The Sound of Freedom pop up,
which came out July 4th, right?
Right.
The Independence Day weekend.
And as soon as that movie came out, you know, some people are not gonna watch it. It's like, oh, because it's patriotic. Oh, Christian. Da, da, da. And
which is weird that they threw that in. Like almost like I'm not gonna.
Non-secular movie?
You're right.
What you don't believe, but you don't believe human trafficking is wrong?
Right, in general.
Yeah. It should be a general wrong thing, but you don't want to support it because a side that you probably are not fond of is promoting that this is a bad thing.
Right. Yeah.
Is that how blind you are to stay on one side that? You guys can't come to agreements that one main thing is wrong.
Right.
If that's the case, if we have an ultra villain, we're gonna lose anyway.
I mean,
Basically, if that's the case, we're not gonna get anything done. The aliens are gonna come and be like, well, this side's the only side that's gonna fight for y'all. We already seen that with COVID, allegedly. Which is a weird thing.
no one really. There was, I don't know. No side won in COVID. Except COVID. The COVID won, but like.
The sign of freedom, sound of freedom. These movie theaters are saying that no AC.
Now, sorry. Before we jump to that part, you're saying earlier, from the July 4th to
July 4th is when Sound of Freedom
was released. And you said it's been
Carlee.
bubbling.
It's been bubbling, that whole like human trafficking.
Yeah.
The whole theories of like when you hear about child trafficking and certain celebrities talking about it, they die just instantly. They die. You know, even with our podcast, the Balenciaga thing, how it showed no views. All these little subtle things that's going on.
Right.
You know, devil works in mysterious ways as well, yo. Devil knows twist and turn things. And then, AC, hot AC. People saying that their movie theater, the 20 minutes in, movie theater shut off or something.
Just weird, like, malfunctions and, like...
Technical difficulties,
yeah.
For this movie to air and preview.
And it beat Indiana Jones.
In the ratings?
Yeah, and the box office.
And the box office.
Interesting.
What? Harrison, I know money's money, but, like...
I mean...
Why is our fifth one?
I mean, Indiana Jones, this one you could kind of see.
What, are you saying people are tired of Indiana Jones?
Yeah, and he was getting a little old. It was getting to a point where it was becoming more humor and comedy than the actual adventure and nostalgia that it was supposed to be giving.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a take.
Yeah.
That's why you guys need to watch Spider-Verse. The reason why you guys need to watch Enter the Spider-Verse because it has the nostalgia, but it has so much of a twist that you're just like, what? Like, it's one of those movies that are just like, if this didn't happen, would all this happen? If that, it's crazy. It is crazy. But it was just like, I think because like those type of things like trafficking, it's been such a big thing, like it's spoke about, but it's not like
not really like
in your face to the point that it's like, you know.
There's a show we grew up watching.
Oh dear, is this a subliminal thing that we just never recognized during?
What show is this?
No. It's called the famous or infamous show, America's Most Wanted.
Oh.
And that type of programming is like.
That was a big thing back in the day.
Yeah.
That and cops.
But it got canceled at one point. I don't even know if it's running.
America's Most.
But I don't think they did more trafficking and stuff. They did more like crime, like
They did a few trafficking. Shout out to Bizzy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. He was on there because what happened with his story, something happened with his dad where his dad just took him and his sister and just went somewhere else. And then when they showed it on America's Most Wanted, they said, hey, if you guys see any these two children that look like this, please contact da. And because of that, they managed to find the Bizzy Bone got saved.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
I don't remember when it got canceled, but like, I don't know.
Why I spell it like that? Hold on.
I don't know. It was the way I see it.
Do you think the reason why it's something that isn't in our face but is there because it actually incites more fear than it does protection or coverage that we are asking of it?
I think a lot of these companies and people are in the mix.
Oh.
That's what I think. I think a lot of these people are in the mix, but the world is not ready to accept that. Like, I feel like the world is twisted, but it still has like a morality in a certain aspect that like I think it's there. It's just, you know.
Yeah. So the one we grew up watching, he was a John Walsh. You probably you know. But it started in 1988.
Oh wow.
And then it got canned in 2011, and then it came back 2021, and now it's back 2023 on Fox.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like
It's back again, 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yo.
Well, we gotta watch it and see what that's about.
Yo.
Because we don't know if it's like an actual up to date one or is it like reruns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's also true. If they pass the torch on to somebody else as a new host, or is this a rerun? Yeah.
It could be just a rerun.
This is true, but it's so interesting that it's come back in the year of 2023.
Of just straight madness. But yeah, yo, it's just weird. Like Sounds of Freedom, all these heats and all this stuff's happening.
Mm-hmm. Now you mentioned an interesting theory.
My theory.
Yeah, spit it out. Yeah.
It's basically, it's just interesting that like that Sound of Freedom thing. It was like when I saw it on TikTok, for some reason, TikTok has this thing that shows like it has like a snowball effect with music, everything. It's like a snowball effect that
Social
like
commentary,
for some of you see it coming more and more and more. It was like Sound of Freedom, human trafficking. You're hearing people hate on it, but you're hearing all these good things, and then you're hearing all this controversy, and it's all comes down to trafficking. People doing like their think pieces on trafficking, child trafficking,
Right.
and how it showed how this, and then it was like kidnapping and all that stuff, and then it just went, Carla.
Which happened. So the day it was reported was June 13th, but I'll just say not June 13th. Sorry.
It's literally like a week after.
Yeah, like July 12th. I'll say.
And then it was just like Carla situation. It's like, I'm not saying that, you know, it not happened or set up or it's a coincidence, but sometimes a lot of things in this world it's just weird. It's like certain things just get thrown into the gears and then it just overshadows something. Like this will be an issue. Like for example, like I remember what was it? What's his name? George Floyd. George Floyd. That was a big issue, and it was like at one point you're seeing gears being thrown. George Floyd was this. George Floyd was that. Come look at this. It has something to do with George Floyd. And it's like none of that stuff have anything to do with the main problem.
Right.
But that's thrown to like
almost like
20% is over there. 20%'s over there.
Like they said, there's his drug use. He had a criminal history before. Like stuff, yeah.
All these things like throw a gear. And then some people will run with that bone. They'll run for that bone.
Right.
And then I think that's what somewhat happens. And I don't know.
I was actually thinking when you were saying that, the first thing I thought of was maybe this was their live action trafficking example.
Ooh, that's a deeper
Maybe.
Damn, Z hit a.
Maybe.
Yo.
I don't know, man.
It's